Welcome to Coach Actor's Math. Today we are going to talk about triangle congruence. In the last video we talked about what happens if we know triangles are congruent. Today we are going to talk about how to prove that triangles are congruent. The first theorem we're going to talk about is the side-side-side postulate. If three sides of one triangle are congruent to three sides of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So in this case, if segment AB is congruent to segment ED, and segment BC is congruent to segment EF, and segment AC is congruent to segment DF, which we know they're all three marked for us, then triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Notice how I used my corresponding pieces, just like I did in the last video. If I go and highlight, A and D go together, B and E go together, and C and F go together. So, real easily I was able to make myself a congruence statement. That is one way that we can show congruence, is through the SSS postulate or the side-side-side postulate. The next option we're going to talk about is the side-angle-side postulate. If two sides and the included angle of one triangle is congruent to two sides and the included angle of another triangle, then the two triangles must also be congruent. So right here, two sides, got side AB and ED, work together. Got side BC and EF that work together, and the included angle, which if you notice down here it says included means between the sides. Well, angle E is between the sides and it is congruent to angle B, which is also between the sides. So I can talk about this. I can say segment AB is congruent to segment DE. The angle B, would be congruent to angle E, and segment BC is congruent to segment EF. So, what's really important here is you recognize we have a side, an angle, and a side, which means that we've got congruency. So to write our congruent statement, I'm going to say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. And that is a proper congruent statement as my corresponding pieces are together. So, looking on, this is your assignment where I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. You need to prove whether or not the congruency is possible by side-side-side or side-angle-side, and then write a congruent statement just as we just did. Those are your two options. Appreciate you watching. You have a great rest of your day.